it's such a beautiful spot. And I thought this should be something other than overgrown grass and weeds, which is what it was.
Yes. Yes.
And by then, I had started to learn about native plants.
Yes.
Which I didn't know anything about when I first bought. I didn't know anything about gardening when I first bought the house. And so by then I had taken some courses with the Garden in the Woods. And,
yes.
And I wanted to get rid of the grass because I didn't like mowing. And well, there was a sense that I've got such a beautiful view that I should be protecting this. So there were multiple things that I asked for in the design.
Yeah.
I wanted multiple places to sit to enjoy the view. So we created that spot over there and the picnic table area and this table here, and there's another spot up in the Zen garden. And so I kind of mapped out where I wanted to be able to sit. And then the other thing is I really just wanted pathways in between bushes. I didn't want to have to go out and mow large patches of lawn. And then Lisa is the one who really did a design so that every single season there's something that is really enjoyable to look at and enjoy. And so, there's all this winter interest stuff. There's some things that don't lose their leaves until the spring. They keep them all winter long. There are lots of things with berries. So there's a lot of stuff here to feed birds.
Oh.
And then the first thing that starts is the gray maple over there. And gradually different things bloom at different times. The azaleas and then the rhododendrons and the fothergilla are pretty early. I can't remember exactly what blooms when. The amelanchier is a pretty early blooming thing. Which over here was originally blueberries, and that worked out really well for maybe 20 years, and then invasive grasses started to grow in, and I just couldn't, and the blueberries had kind of come to end of life. And so I replanted blueberries and the invasive grasses just took over, and I couldn't get the blueberries to stick. So we pulled out all the blueberries, and I just very closely together put in wildflowers. And I tried to put in wildflowers that were kind of pretty aggressive so that they'd outcompete the native grass, and that's worked.
But it's very good. It's very successful.
I do have to pull some grass, but not too bad. Last year I didn't do hardly any weeding. That's a native hydrangea. I don't see them doing a whole lot with that.
Well, that's a native hydrangea. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's a climbing hydrangea. It's a native.
Yeah.
And it gets, you can see the leftovers here. It's these big, broad, white flowers.
Yeah, beautiful.
In the spring. In front of you now, you've got the hollyberries, so those are native. That's mountain laurel.
Yes, what a fantastic spread of mountain laurel. Yeah.
And this is relatively new.
Huh.
Originally there was I forget what was there. This is part of the beaver damage, and it's just taking me a while to figure out what to put in there. The birds, there's tons of stuff in here that the birds love.
Little seeds.
Well, and then when things are flowering, there's bee balm, and the coneflower hasn't done well. The rabbits eat it before rabbits really like coneflowers. But whenever I sit there a lot for like Zoom meetings, and there are always hummingbirds and
beautiful,
and it's always filled with bees.
Yeah.
When we did the garden tour, I kind of warned people if they were allergic to bees, to be careful, because every season I get a lot of bee stings.
And this is all winterberry, this whole area, right?
This is this right here is bayberry.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't get too many.
I didn't know that
berries.
spread like that. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is I chopped it way down last year because it'll grow
Yeah.
It's not supposed to, but in my yard it grows to like 12 feet tall.
Yes, yes.
And then we've got the winterberry here. And there's a little
Exceptional.
patch in the middle where all kinds of stuff doesn't belong there is growing. They're grapes, and I didn't get any grapes this year. The animals ate all my grapes.
Huh.
But that's fine. And then this, there's all this bee balm here. This is all native plants.
Yeah.
Here.
What's
blue
that with that
flower.
nice red leaves back there?
That's
Is it
Henry's garnet. It's a
pretty.
type of I forget what it is. The variety I remember is Henry's garnet.
Pretty.
And then you've got the cattails that I didn't
yes.
plant. They've always been here.
Yes. Beautiful.
And then, I walk along the Assabet River, and I've always loved the swamp mallow that grow along the river.
Yes, so do I.
And
They're beautiful.
so I tried a few here just to see how they would do, and they loved it. So I've added.
This
more.
is all what that's. It's
That's
all mallow.
swamp mallow.
Okay.
It looks gorgeous when
Yeah.
it's blooming,
Yeah.
and it's done quite well.
Yeah.
It likes it here.
Very nice. The seed heads are lovely anyway.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But all this stuff that birds and all the animals, the squirrels will come eat this stuff.
And then there's this,
Some more
which is
fothergilla.
just the fothergilla.
And this year it's not as bright.
Oh, really?
Some
I think
years,
it's staggering.
It's just everything is this really vibrant orange, and this
yeah.
year it's a little yellowy.
Beautiful. I think ours are
green.
all are living. We've planted them all.
Oh, good.
They're
Yeah,
doing-
this just loves this climate. And
yeah.
loves the short, and then this is summer sweet. So it's
Right.
hard to walk down here when this is blooming because it's so full of bees.
Uh-huh. Brilliant.
And then this.
And then you were saying that the dogwood.
So this is
comes
that
in before the-
variegated leaf dogwood.
Okay.
And yeah, it gets leaves kind of early, and then what's so I think brilliant about what Lisa did here is this time of year you've got the red stems up,
Yes.
and then if you go over here, you've got which is usually more colorful, but you've got this really colorful fothergilla right in
Yeah.
front of these red stems
Yeah, that's
behind
gorgeous.
it.
Yeah.
That is just gorgeous. And then what do you call it? Ironweed. back
Yeah, oh,
there.
lovely.
I planted that.
Yeah.
Actually, Garden in the Woods suggested it looks really nice behind Joe Pye weed.
Look, that's a good idea. I have.
That bunch of stuff down there is silky dogwood, and again, it would take over the whole yard if I let it. And it's all volunteer.
Yeah.
But it does get, those balls that the animals like.
Didn't know that dogwood.
They're gone.
Yes.
I think they've all been eaten. And as you can see, I aggressively
You trim it.
prune that
Yeah.
every year. These are swamp azaleas. A whole patch of
Wow,
swamp
that's
azaleas,
nice.
and they get really nice blossoms.
Very
in the spring.
nice. Yeah.
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 And then these are more summer sweet. But these are white summer sweet, and these are pink ones. So I've got a little.
Oh,
variety.
lovely.
This is a. That's the Amelanchier. Yeah,
That must be beautiful in spring too.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it gets a lot of berries, but it does lose its leaves pretty early. And then I'm always back in here pulling poison ivy, so I think I've got it all now.
Well, that is fantastic. Lovely garden. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, and then, I have that Cornell Labs Merlin app,
Uh-huh.
and it has, I don't know how accurate it is, I assume it's pretty accurate, it's identified over 130 birds.
Oh,
here.
marvelous! Oh, that's incredible. Yeah.
Birds I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is there's plenty of food,
Yeah.
there's water for them, and there's plenty of cover.
Yes.
So they
They've got
feel
everything.
safe.
That's right.
Yeah.
What a treat.
And then I get a lot of wildlife. I had a family of groundhogs for years, but I haven't seen a groundhog since the spring, so I don't know whether maybe
Yeah.
she died.
Maybe.
But she was very tame. One time I
Oh.
was sitting over there and she came and sat right next to me with her 5 babies and nursed her babies right next to
Oh,
me.
that's gorgeous.
Another time I was sitting up on the deck. I was up on the deck on a chair and I looked down and she's right, I could have reached over and petted her.
That's beautiful.
So, and then a ton of rabbits and squirrels and chipmunks,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
probably stuff at night. That
Yes.
I don't know what's here.
Yeah.
I have seen fox.
Uh-huh.
If you come out early.
Yeah. How do they all get in? They go under these
Well, they go
fences.
there- so the design of the fence is there are holes.
Oh,
So the fence, if you see the fence isn't totally
I
even.
see. Okay. Yeah. So you meant to.
And-
You wanted movement. You were going to
Yeah.
allow movement,
Yeah.
basically. That's very nice.
Well, and
Yeah.
actually, when all this had to be approved by the Conservation Commission.
Yeah.
And it took multiple meetings with them.
Yeah.